Hey guys, it's Brijette with San Diego Seed Company, and today I'm on the farm here in Ramona, California, and we are going to be talking about bell peppers. One of the most rewarding crops you can grow, but one that has some special needs and can be a little difficult. In this video, I'm going to talk about everything you need to know so that you can really grow bell peppers well in zone 9 and 10, and what our secret weapon is to get beautiful, big, gorgeous bell peppers every single season. Okay, so you don't need a lot of extra tools to grow bell peppers except one. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what that essential tool is to be able to get big, beautiful, gorgeous, perfect bell peppers out of your garden. Okay, so if you're looking to grow bell peppers in your garden, have no fear. I've got all the tips for you. First, let's talk about the when. When are you going to plant bell peppers? Well, zone 9 and 10, well, actually everywhere, every single zone, they're a warm season crop, which means they need to be grown after the threat of frost is gone. They do not like cold temperatures. Now, I'm not going to get in the nitty gritty on how you actually start the pepper seeds because we have like 7 videos on exactly that. We're going to link to them in this video description where you can literally watch step by step how we start them with the Pepper Master. He's going to show you everything you need to know. But the big part that you need to remember is just after the threat of frost is gone. Peppers are a tropical plant. They like warm days, lots of sunshine, and complete, unrestricted, full sun. Peppers need a lot of sunlight to really be happy, especially when we're talking about bell peppers that are going to get really big. That takes a lot of sunlight energy to make a big bell pepper, and so they can't be in any shade. Now, the fact that they're in full sun means that they're going to need plenty of water, usually by form of irrigation. Hand watering is hard to do regularly and consistently, so if you can put in some irrigation, I highly recommend that you do. So these bell peppers, we started from seed, we transplanted them out. We do not recommend that you direct sow pepper seeds. They're expensive, and you're not likely to have as much success as if you do a transplant. We planted these guys out. You can see behind us here, we've got the YOLOs, California orange in front of us. And now these are not ready to harvest yet. These have been in the ground probably, if I had to guess, maybe about 2 months. When they were small, we did pinch them to make them bushier so that we have multiple stems on here. You don't want one tiny little straight plant. That can work for small chili varieties, you know, tepins or even like serranos. But when you have this massive bell pepper, which this is only half the size of what it's going to actually end up being like, you need a strong, sturdy plant. So we pinch so we have multiple branches. Now, we fertilize at the time of planting with a granular fertilizer in the actual hole that these plants went into. We're going to give them 1 shot of a fish emulsion or a fish and guano mixture, and then that's it. We have good soil, we have plenty of irrigation. They're not going to need a lot of extra help and care, with the exception of one really critical thing that nobody talks about: shade cloth. So the reason why we actually started carrying shade cloth almost 10 years ago is because a friend of mine who was growing commercial pepper varieties used it on his farm to help prevent sun scald on your actual peppers. Now, what is sun scald? You know when you grow a beautiful patch of bell peppers and you go to look at one and it's got this burn mark, and then inside the burn mark an insect is actually chewed through and then it's all gushy and yucky and rotten? That is exactly what happens when you live in a harsh climate like zone 9 and 10 and you're trying to grow bell peppers. They have to be protected from the harshest sun when they're at their most important stage, which is right now. These guys can easily be scalded by the sun. Just like we get sunburns, these guys can get sunburns too. And when they do, it drastically decreases the quality of that actual bell pepper. So let me grab some shade cloth and show you how we put it up and when we put it up. So before you go running to Home Depot and buying awning cloth, you need to know what type of shade cloth you need. It's very important. Shade cloth should be no more than 40%. What does that mean? It means it blocks out 40% of the UV light. If you get something that's over that, it's going to really stunt your plant's growth because it's not going to get enough sunlight. Remember in the beginning of the video I said peppers need a lot of sunlight to photosynthesize to make their big, beautiful peppers. If you block too much of that out, you're actually gonna have the reverse effect and they're not gonna be really happy. So we sell 40% shade cloth. It's an agricultural knit shade cloth. It's specifically for using on the vegetable farm or in the flower garden. Now, once you get your cloth, how do you actually put it up? Well, luckily for us, peppers are not very tall, so we don't need a big, massive structure. And we need a way that we can easily put the shade cloth on and off the peppers. Now, these are awesome. This is literally just wire that I cut, and you can actually buy it individually or pre-cut, and it's really expensive. Don't do that. Go to a hardware store and buy a roll of the wire that is used for chain link fencing. For like 15 bucks, you can make as many of these as you need, and you can make them as big or as small as you need. So we just unroll it, we cut it, and then these guys just get easily put into the ground. Now every, I don't know, 10, what is that? 3 feet, 10, I can't count. Just every so often. The idea is we don't want the shade cloth to be really heavy on the plant because it could break the plant. Now, if you were really in a hurry and you're running out the door, you probably could get away with tossing the shade cloth on top of the plant because the plant is strong enough, but strong wind comes by, cat jumps on it, it could snap your plant, and then you're gonna be really sad because you just ruined your plant. So I love this stuff because I can leave it on. We use it for row cover as well. Just basically makes a little tunnel. And then what I'm gonna do is put the shade cloth over these plants. Now the big question is, when do you need to do that? This is when. I'm gonna come back to this beauty right here. This plant has a huge bell pepper on it that bell pepper is gonna turn orange or red, and it's too early to harvest, but now I can literally feel with my hand. I wish you guys could come here and feel. It is hot to the touch. It's like if I left my cell phone out here, my cell phone would be like too hot, not operating. If it sits all the way through June and July with that hot direct sun on this bell pepper that's literally facing directly into the sun, it's gonna burn. And then I'm gonna lose all that work. So I'm gonna put the shade cloth up now. And literally, it's as easy as just doing this. If you see some drooping spots, you know, like it's kind of drooping here on this guy, I'll just put another wire up. It doesn't have to be anything crazy fancy. You don't need to build something. Again, what I love about these wire pieces is you can put them in and take them out as you need. You can, if you buy the roll, you can cut them to the size that you need. Perfect. So this is going to allow the plants to grow without getting burned. And it's important to note that the size of these holes are still big enough to let pollinators through. We need pollinators to get through here to pollinate these guys. And the fact of the matter is, I'm probably going to be lifting these up and taking these off many times throughout the growing season to check on them, to make sure the water's working correctly. And if we have a nice cloudy day, I could take it off all day. But it's June now, and we're probably gonna be hot and sunny for the rest of the year. Okay, so if you're in zone 9 and 10 and you are struggling, or even actually awesome, if you're an amazing vegetable grower as well, please subscribe to our channel so that we can learn from you and you can be part of our growing community. I would love it if you commented on this video and told me what pepper varieties do you love growing, and also, how do you put your shade cloth up? Do you have any tips and tricks on how we can do that faster and better? I want to learn from you just as you learn from me. All right, so as I mentioned, the key tool that you need to grow really good bell peppers in zone 9 and 10 or any really hot zone is shade cloth. It's essential to avoid sunburn on your actual peppers and to get the beautiful store quality peppers that you're looking for. All right, so we have tons of different varieties of bell peppers that we have trialed that do really well in zone 9 and 10, and you can pick them up on our website. You can get them and plant them for next year and have them ready so that you can have amazing baskets of bell peppers in your kitchen next summer. So the ones that we have featured here are our YOLO, which is You Only Live Once pepper. I love that name. California Orange, which is an amazing one. And we have many more bell pepper varieties. We have an incredible one that's purple called Merlot that will grow really well in your zone 9 and 10 garden.